So while I'm sitting here, I just want to go over the differences between over the road and local. From my experience, local, you're going to do a lot more jumping in and out of the truck. So you're going to be a little bit more active versus when you're over the road, it's like a straight shot for hours at a time. You stop when you want to. That's one thing. Another thing, when you're local, as far as my company, the one I work with, we don't deal with log books. There's no ELDs in the truck, you know, and we don't have the paper logs either. We only write on we got a pad where we write on like our in trailer, out trailer, the name, date, little simple stuff like that on that. We also have like an inspection report sheet that we have to fill out. Other than that, that's about it. Um, Versus, when you're on the road, you do have ELDs in the truck or some form of logging, whether it be paper or the ELD. There's a lot more communication with pretty much everybody when you're local. You have a lot of communication with security, shipping and receiving personnel, yard drivers, your dispatcher. I have to text my dispatcher all throughout the day. At first, it was a little irritating, but I got used to it. Outside of just getting the information, like, they don't bother you, they don't stand over your shoulder and stuff like. Well, they don't bother you. I just leave it at that. They don't bother you at the company that I'm at. It's a small company. Of course, when you're over the road, you don't have all the interactions. It's just you and the highway. You may get a message through the call com from time to time about nothing, or it could be something. But for the most part, you're just gonna get messages about the paperwork if you don't send it in. Weigh stations. We don't have to go by too many weigh stations. I know two that are on the routes that I go. I don't have to deal with them that much. Of course, when you're over the road, you're going to deal with those weigh stations. There's no way around it. I work for a small company. We get paid by the hour. Now, there are other companies. Oh, let me back up. There are other companies, how they log theirs is through a handheld device. So I'm not sure what type of information they're putting in that handheld device, but I do know that that's how their information is being input. We don't have that. So a lot of companies gonna have a lot of different rules, a lot of different things that set in place for you. It's just not no one thing. Also, as a local driver, these companies like Estes, AAA Cooper, UPSL, FedEx, you're required to have your hazmat, triples, and doubles. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comment section. But from everybody that I've talked to and the research that I've done, that's what you have to have, and that increases your pay. Okay, they get paid decent money from what I've been told, and also a couple of guys that showed me their checks, and they look pretty good to me. Those food companies, you have to touch freight. Meaning you have to unload or load the truck at a lot of those companies. Cisco is one of them. They get paid very well. Cardinal is a company that I was getting ready to apply with. Or actually, I did apply with. They called me for an interview and everything, but I declined it because they wanted me to stay out over the road at least one night out the week. So they still considered it a local job, but they wanted me to stay out at least one night out the week. And also, the shift started at night. As a matter of fact, when I first started applying for local companies, a lot of them wanted you to start at night. I wasn't my preference. A female unloading the truck at like a mom and pop store in the middle of the night, that just didn't sound safe to me, so I declined it. Cardinal, the numbers that they gave me and how I calculated it, they get paid very well too. So it's just something to think about for those of you who are wanting to do that. Of course, when you're over the road, the pay depends on your experience, and you're gonna get paid by the mile. You may get paid more, or you should get paid more if you have hazmat, things like that. You can see what you can do on your job to get paid more. But those are the differences as far as that pay go, as far as the logbook, weigh stations. As far as the communication and all that go, that's my experience. If I have another list of things, then I will make a part 2 to this. All right, catch you in the next one.